And DJ was one of the people I hurt because of his mother's experience, and that's his experience to tell, and I'm not going to share it. But like I hurt him so much so that he basically wanted nothing to do with me, and rightfully so.
So Logan Paul is sad about The Rock not wanting to be his boy no more.
You know, you and Dwayne, I think were like two people I definitely looked up to a lot when I'm trying to figure out the blueprint for my career that didn't exist. Dwayne especially, my idol.
Dude's in his own universe.
My hero.
Like, in his own universe.
Dent the universe. He was doing it. And to the highest degree. I wanted to be like Dwayne.
You know what, man? I don't think The Rock is that special, to be honest with you. Like, look at that dude. He's been ruining a lot of stuff. And you know what? Like, something that I've noticed from The Rock, too, is that he just plays himself in movies. Who cares about The Rock, dude? That dude sucks.
And then Japan happened. And, you know, I could go into so much depth about my remorse and the place that I was in and the faults that I made at that time in my life. And I had to really rewire my brain and backtrack and ask myself, like, how I let that happen and what went wrong in my life where, like, I thought that was okay.
The whole world put him in timeout, but then after that, he just came back. Things went back to normal.
I really hate to say this. I think there's someone hanging right there. Excuse me? But there's a thing. There's a thing that is now in our lives we just experienced. How our lives unfold. There's no going back. I've seen things I can't unsee.
We found a dead body.
Yup! What the fuck?
And in that process, I did a lot of damage. And it wasn't something that was on the forefront of my mind. And I've had to do a tremendous amount of therapy and figure out like what happened in my life that was so traumatic or didn't happen where again that I did that.
One thing he still can't live down is that The Rock is not his homie, man.
And DJ was one of the people I hurt because of his mother's experience, and that's his experience to tell, and I'm not going to share it. But like I hurt him so much so that he basically wanted nothing to do with me, and rightfully so. You know,
it's pretty sad, man. But look, I can't blame The Rock, man, because at that time, that's when Logan went to Japan, and you know, that thing happened, and he got put in timeout.
I gotta say, this is top 5 craziest things I've ever experienced in my life.
Top 5?
Top 1. This is the craziest thing I've ever experienced. I ain't gonna be sober for this shit. I'm gonna drink this Japanese sake, because this is literally the fucking craziest moment of my life. Me smiling and laughing is not a portrayal of how I feel about the circumstances.
It's just your coping mechanism.
It's my so everyone copes with differently.
You cope with it with humor.
If you guys haven't noticed, I do. I cope with things with humor. While this is incredibly sad, I've said it 1,000 times, it's crazy. Can I get another shot? One piece of advice, okay? Listen closely. Don't go over there. Definitely don't go over there.
I remember it being such a low moment because like I knew I let myself down. I knew I let my fans down. I knew I let my family down. But my idol too, man, it just stung so bad. And it wasn't like I got the call from him. Got it from the publicist. And it's not like he did anything wrong. It just like, I think my ego told myself that I'm going to fucking remember that. And if I ever become great one day like you, I'm going to remember this. And I'm going to remember the way I was discarded. And again, rightfully so. But I don't think I've ever been really able to like truly let go of that.
You gotta understand, Logan, that that's the reason why. It's just plain obvious. Like, he can't be around you, dude. Like, he has a PR team. They don't want to talk about you, and The Rock acknowledged you as a friend because then he's gonna be like, I can't defend that. Can't defend that. They went on to talk about both of their problems with The Rock and you know, how weird it is to, you know, be there and be wrestling there and now The Rock's back, and now you both have this weird vibe with each other. So who knows what's gonna happen? And Logan says that he's got to put his ego aside and say, "Hey, man, my bad," and it's the blame's all on me. And John is saying, "Hey, man, if you can, forgive like how you forgave Dylan Dennis when he was attacking you, then you can push forward and talk to The Rock and talk about your grievances, and hopefully you guys will make up, right? Because now you're a different person."
Yeah, I don't know. And we're kind of like swimming in the same world a little bit, with the WWE. And I see him coming back here and there, and I know we're gonna cross paths, and I just wonder how I'm gonna handle it.
If I may, with an anecdote.
I feel like John was just like being Logan Paul's like dad or therapist in this podcast.
If I may, with an anecdote. You told me a story earlier today about one of the toughest times in your recent life, where your fiance was put in a position that made her uncomfortable and you uncomfortable by a certain human being. And you needed to keep your sanity about you and not let your emotions take over. Do you remember this story? What did you do?
Forgave him.
Okay. What I'm hearing is you made a poor decision, and you had to be accountable for that poor decision. You're not alone. We've all done that. And in the process, you were very hurt by someone that you cared about. And I see your lens. This is what I'm hearing. You understand that it might not have been as impactful for him as it was for you, but it really got to you.
John sort of broke Logan Paul. I guess now he knows he's got an ego. Wow, like he's like, you know what, guys? I'm gonna declare to the whole world, I do have an ego. You guys are right.
I'm not neither right or wrong. It's just my 2 cents. Take it or throw it back. I think it starts with your ability to forgive. And if you can get yourself to a place where you honestly can say, I forgive, then I think you can begin the foundation to move forward. You don't have to, I'm not saying forget. Forgiveness and forgetfulness are two different things. But I think if you can bring yourself to a position where you can forgive someone, you can begin to move forward. That's just my perspective.
I totally agree. I think I have an ego problem. It's like
Okay.
kind of hard. I don't know why. It's like I don't know. I can't do it without having a conversation with him. That's, I think, part of this puzzle. And like, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Maybe now that time has passed and that everything has blown over, then maybe you guys would go to the pub and then enjoy some brew like in Shaun of the Dead.
Go to the Winchester, have a nice cold pint, and wait for all this to blow over.
I really hate to say this. I think there's someone hanging right there.
I think I have an ego problem.
Like, how is Logan gonna be later in life? Like, is he gonna be a better person now that he knows he's got an ego? Like, does this really all matter in the end? This is just, I'm just wasting your time, guys. I'm about to end this here. Let me know what you guys think. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for another one. Bye bye.